Now we have come 3 to 4 kilometers downwards to the downstream area to see how the situation of the river is. As you can see, there is very little flow here, which is actually sewage and wastewater, while in the upstream area we had much more water in comparison with this. The river flow at the intersection area with the highway passes via a culvert to the downstream area. Therefore, the flow direction is to the south. Can you see this culvert as the main pass still operating? Is the river capacity enough for safe passage of extreme floods? Let's go to the other side of the bridge and see what's going on over there and how the water is diverted, and let's see what the story is over there. We'll see how the river diverts and flows downstreams as we are moving there. We will see how the river diverts and flows downstreams as we go over. This is the bridge. This is the bridge, as you can see. And we are now passing the bridge. You can see, you can imagine how much, let's say, rubbish and garbage is around here. So now you can see the pool full of wastewater. It's actually a mixture of different sewage gathered or collected from the factories, disposed from the factories, along with rain water. Then at that side on the right hand, if you could see the pipe there, that is actually the pipe where the wastewater is disposed here, and then you can see garbage and different rubbish around here, which also produces a very bad smell. So this is the bridge, the cars are passing the bridge, and then you can see the route of the river, which actually in front of the route of the direct route of the river, there is a blockage here since we have a factory built here. So we don't have the natural route or the natural course of the river, but we actually see that the river is diverted to the right side and it goes through this point. So this is an artificial route for the river which it passes.
Unfortunately, due to man-made changes in the direction of the river, the current passage could not fulfill a 50-year return flood flow, and inundation may occur around the intersection area.
The river is quite dry now, but it was in 2015 when a historical flood happened, and at the intersection area of this highway and this river, only 6 to 7 cubic meter per second of water was directed to the downstream area. You could imagine how the remaining flood rejects to the upstream area. Fortunately, due to the appropriate cross-section of the river at the upstream area, the river had the capacity to control the flood and it did not pass the safe area. What happened was that a flood poolway was formed, and fortunately no specific harm was caused. You can see right here in front of me, just at the back side, we have a factory, and this wall actually belongs to the factory, so there is no access to the western culvert and no kind of flood flows could be passed as it has been blocked by the factory walls. It could only be used for wastewater disposal and surface runoff, which joins the downstream area. In this area we have three main culverts. The western culvert, as I mentioned, has been blocked by the factory walls. Then now we are in the central culvert. This is actually the central culvert, which is responsible for passing floods. We also have an eastern culvert, which we will see, and it's just particularly used for pedestrians to walk or motorcycles to move around, and that's all. Right now I'm standing at the eastern part of the river. Here you can see the river itself, and at the western part you can see the factories where industrial activities are carried out, and the land around the river fringe is possessed. You can easily imagine how challenges dealing with these private owners to remove their industries from the river fringes could be.
Trash and garbage collected all around the river, being accompanied by sewage, has brought inappropriate consequences, which we believe should be solved promptly by the main authorities, including the municipalities involved.
Okay, let's have a quick look to the eastern culvert, where it's now the passage for people, pedestrians, and motorcycles due to river diversion. It's a pity how water structures changed their tasks improperly, as these three built culverts are not in line with the river route due to river artificial diversion. Their usage is just surface water collection and not flood passage.
I duly believe that you have now well understood how important the natural river morphology is and to what extent inappropriate channeling, strengthening, and artificial diversion could impact the river morphology. Unfortunately, human beings change the river morphology based on their needs, and this can result in reducing the flow capacity and create harmful consequences.
Actually, we are almost at the end of this specific site, and what we have learned are different and several issues which I explained during the site visit. At this field visit site, actually, the urban river crosses under a bridge flowing downstream. There are some obstacles, barriers for river restoration, such as lack of access to the river banks and disconnection of surrounding areas with the river, drainage of sewage into the river, disposal of construction debris and waste, and artificial and unprincipled diversion of the river, which of course can lead to insufficient river capacity for the safe passage of extreme floods.